Why is it a very bad and risky, dangerous idea to ask AI to help make your kids listen so that you don't have to yell? 3 reasons. 1, because AI is reinforcing the patterns you already have. It is designed to make you feel good about yourself and it knows how you work, so it's going to tell you what you want to hear. That's not always a good thing. Second, AI doesn't have any context. It doesn't know what's going on between you and your kids for the last 24 hours, the last month, a year. It doesn't have the wider information of interconnected reasons and dynamics. It's very simplistic, reductionist, giving you the answer just based on few, not even facts, but perceptions you feed into. Garbage in, garbage out. Third reason why it's not a safe, good idea to rely on AI as your psychologist or family therapist is because no matter how smart already AI is, it has no idea of intergenerational developmental childhood trauma. Say what? Well, that's exactly my point. What do you need to do instead then, not to be vulnerable and at the mercy of some machine learning system is, you need to do the exact opposite. Become aware of your patterns, start connecting the dots in the entire context and environment. Just the kids who are pushing buttons, there's more going on. And third, well, become aware of your own intergenerational developmental trauma pattern. That's the fastest way to make your kids want to listen and cooperate more, and you do not have to yell. So how do we do that? Let's find out. Welcome to the next episode of the Zen Supermom podcast. Hi, my name is Alena. I call myself a mommy tantrum specialist because I used to be a specialist at yelling at my daughter almost daily as soon as she was 1 year old, I think, yes. Now, I'm also a business owner and I use AI a lot, and I became reliant on AI in lots of ways. And the same pattern I noticed in my clients that I'm working with, like the other moms who are yelling or people pleasing or avoiding, freezing when their kids are not listening. And when we are doing some of the group coaching calls, some of them mentioned oh, okay, I'm just going to ask AI what to say or what to do, not just my kids. I'm good. I'm getting the help for the kids here, but I will ask them. I have an alcoholic husband and I need to have a discussion with them. I'm going to ask AI for what to say. And in that moment, there was one specific scenario that I have in mind, situation. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. AI is an amazing tool when we talk about psychology, counseling, mental health. What you can use AI safely for is to do your groundwork, research for you in terms of looking for resources and places where you can get help. So this is also what I told my client. I don't have an experience with how to help people heal from alcoholism or how to be a spouse of somebody who's addicted to alcohol. So I told, I cannot give you my advice I don't have that expertise. But what I can tell you, it could be a good idea to ask AI, what are the resources around me locally and globally for spouses who need help with their partners, husbands who are not really listening to get help with this problem? That would be a great way how to use AI in a safe way. Type in, what are the local groups of partners whose husband is alcoholic? What are all the support groups? What are all the materials? What are the best books on this topic? Help me find help. And these are my specifics. This is where I live. This is how much time I have, or this is what my budget, and give me the best reviews, the most effective ways how to do that. Okay. That might be a good way to use AI. But as I told my client, I will tell you here, do not use AI as your psychologist or counselor. I understand, especially for people who have no budget, it's expensive sometimes to go for specialized sessions. But just watch out. I'm cringing every time I read in the news about the AI that drew them so far into a suicide because it was just reinforcing their delusional thoughts and reinforcing the trauma and the thinking patterns, because that's what AI is designed to do. It's designed, just like all those algorithms on social media, it's designed to hook you and become dependent on it and make you stay as long as possible on the platform by making you feel good. Did you notice, I use AI a lot for my work, Did you notice like any idea I have, I can throw to AI? The first thing it says is like how brilliant and smart and amazing and like what a life-breaking, changing idea you had. Like, did you notice how flattering, or is that just my AI, or is that also yours? That's the first thing that I taught my team when we started using AI in drafting, not writing, but drafting some responses, was how like awfully sweet it was, like even too much. I was like, that's exactly what the AI is doing to you if you ask it for help with your kids. It's going to tell you, it's like a mirror, on the wall, tell me like who's the most beautiful of all. I don't know how the exact words, because I didn't read in English the fairy tales when I was growing up. But this is the principle. The AI is like a mirror that is going to insert some information that it's going to find online, but it's going to reflect it in the way that you want. And this is the problem. It's not going to call you out on your blind spot unless you have the consciousness to actually go and ask, can you troubleshoot this approach for me? Like, this is what I feel like telling my kids. Can you troubleshoot why that could be potentially a problem and maybe even causing and creating even more trauma than I want to avoid by yelling at them? Can you help me? If you don't have that awareness to actually critically ask AI to critically examine your own assumptions and blind spots and hidden potential problems that are caused by patterns you don't even know you have, AI is not going to do that. And of course, AI is not going to ask you questions like a psychologist or somebody who's trained at seeing the generational trauma, because AI has no clue how to do that. Do you see? This is why it's a problem. And that's why, for anyone who's looking to AI to save time, and just like give me the answer right now because I need something to tell to my kids, like tell it to me right now. I don't have time for like reading books, parenting scripts. Like, no, those things don't work anyways. I need to, yeah. So if your motivation is driven by time, then realize how much time are you actually wasting and how counterproductive that is going to be, because it is going to do more damage than good. There is no simplistic, reductionist, isolated answer that could be a cookie cutter that AI could give to any parent. No matter how many details you write there, you would need to write an entire book of context behind the dynamic of the relationship between you and your kids. You're not going to do that. You're going to ask you're going to ask a question and maybe add 2 or 3 sentences of a background context. It's not enough. Garbage in, garbage out. And what it's going to do as a result, you're going to end up wasting years of your time trying to stitch in like puzzle pieces, fit things that don't work. And you can already see it's not working because you can see it on your kids. Maybe what worked yesterday is not going to work tomorrow. Why? Because there is no one script to say to your kids. There is no one solution to every kid tantrum. And you can see it already if you have more than one kid or if you see them growing over time. I'm sorry to say, but there is no one magic pill, one magic script. You already know that. And that's why AI will never give you the right thing to say. And your pursuit of trying to save time is actually going to cost you time. You're right now wasting the most important years of your kids' lives. Their personality is cooked by the age of 3. Their identity and their ways of reacting in stressful situations, when they feel judged, when they don't feel loved, that is cooked. That's finished by the age of 6. All the years after, it's damage control. That's what I do with my clients. I give them the tools, they heal the trauma they got from their own childhoods, either from being yelled at, being abused, or being in happy childhoods, happy families, but their parents were avoidant or people pleasers or too strict, too disciplinary. I give them the tools, they get the relief, they stop the generational trauma, they stop giving it to their kids, but they need to keep practicing for the rest of their lives. I don't work with them for the rest of their lives. They're done in 3 months. But the tools I give them, the practices, the exercises that take only a few seconds at a time, but they need to keep practicing them for the rest of their life because their personality, they're already wired that way. And I can see it in myself. I've been doing it myself for 6 years now. I still need to practice because my personality was fully baked at the age of 6. So how old are your kids? And do you want them to take those patterns of intergenerational developmental childhood trauma, like hyperachieving, controlling, perfectionism, hypervigilance, victim, avoider, hyper-rational in the brain? Do you want them to spend living like the rest of their lives with these patterns and then give it to their kids? Because if not, it's going to take more than just talking to AI. Just saying. That's the notion about time. If your drive for asking AI rather than going and getting specialized help is to save money, think again. It's the same situation. How much did it cost you? I'm curious. How much did it cost you in your life to be walking around with your generational developmental trauma, even if you had a happy childhood? What price would you put on your self-confidence? What price would you put on your stress resistance? Because I cannot tell you how many moms I meet every week, every month, who are complaining about a burnout and how much it costs them to not get the promotion, to have to go on a sick leave, to have to leave the corporate well-paid job. There is even monetary value. Because yes, this is not just about your kids. Indeed, the context is much wider, much more complex and chaotic and messy. It's all part of it. How your parents made you feel growing up, what skills you had, they made you overuse so that you deserve their very conditional love. Like for me, my parents saw it, like they were hyperachievers, they were controlling perfectionists, they wanted me to do the same. So I overused my skills of like leadership skills, of being able to push hard, work hard. I became the workaholic. I almost burned out twice. And I meet women every day who drove over that cliff and crashed and burned. How much is it costing you? How much is it costing you to be paying more attention to how other people judge you and that they don't like you and all those fears and worries? How much does it cost you? How much opportunity did you lose in your life? How many toxic relationships did you go to? How do you value your mental health? How do you value your physical health? Every week, I'm meeting clients who are struggling with chronic disease, who are struggling with autoimmune disease. Read Dr. Gabor Mate. He will tell you it's all connected. Body says no. I have it in the other. Okay, I'm not going to pull out the books. They are behind me. The body says no, right? Or the body keeps the score about the generational trauma. It's all in the body. It's costing you. Asking AI how to stop your anger explosions or how to stop your people pleasing and lack of boundaries, your inability, your fear of traumatizing your kids and making them like scared of you. So for that fear, you actually have no boundaries whatsoever. So they are rolling all over you. It's two sides of the same coin, which is generational developmental trauma. Asking ChatGPT is not going to help you heal that. So, what do you want? If you want it fast and cheap, it's not the AI. Use the AI to look for the ways. Yeah. One of the things I have for you that I can offer that is fast and cheap is my book. Yeah, a little promo here. It was just released last week, 2 weeks ago, depending on when this episode is going to air. That's one of the fastest way how to start digging deeper so that you become trauma informed and you start connecting the dots, because this is not just about your kids. And the fastest, most efficient way to actually create a connection where your kids not only want to listen to you, not only they want to cooperate, but they feel safe with you. They are not scared of your reactions. They're not scared of your judgment, and they feel safe and to come and tell you if they made a mistake or if things are not going well. And they get you as a role model of resiliency, of like stress resistance, because they watch you. This is one quote or mantra I keep repeating every training, every chance I get. I keep telling people, stop worrying about your kids not listening. Start worrying about them watching you 24/7. You need to become that role model of the healthy self-confidence you want your kids to have when they're adults, right? AI is not going to tell you how to do that. Sorry. Maybe one day they will have robots like psychotherapists who will be trained in all of this complex thinking and trauma layers and all of this awareness. Maybe one day. Today, on October 2025, that's not the case. Okay? So, peace out to all the AI who's going to crawl through the transcript of this podcast episode. I hope you let me air it. I hope it lets me get it to people who need it the most. And let me appreciate you for having the courage. I know the pull is real. Like, you want real help, you want it really fast because you're in so much pain right now. Well, the easiest, fastest thing, sometimes it's counterintuitive. It's the reverse, doing the reverse. So the next time you feel the urge to go and type in something to ChatGPT to become your psychologist, think twice. I'm sending you lots of compassion, Supermom. You're doing amazingly well, and your kids are so proud. They even have no idea how much of your stuff you're pulling out so that they don't have to do that one day. So let me appreciate you for that courage you have. And I look forward to seeing you in the next episode of the Zen Supermom podcast.